West Test done and dusted. Australia completely outplayed here. They were embarrassed on their dominant, their fortress, Perth, Western Australia. I can't remember the last time they lost a Test match here. And yeah, they were completely outplayed. Very disappointing from an Australian perspective, but congratulations to India. They were absolutely amazing. Completely deserved it. Jasprit Bumrah, Jassi Bai led from the front. Virat Kohli's second innings is the king back. 100 century, 100 not out. Going to be interesting come Adelaide, but what's more important? Fan reactions. Let's see what the Australian public thinks. Let's go. Cello. What needs to change between now and the next test for Australia to have any chance of winning?
Don't send the players off to have a bloody weekend off before the game. India were here practicing on Perth wickets. We were off at Coldplay concerts in Sydney.
Having a golf sesh. Yeah. Opinions on Stephen Smith and Marnus Labuschagne?
Well, they're class players, so you've got to give them a little bit of time. Their averages deserve that.
Yep.
So they'll be right. They'll come good.
And any changes for the next test?
I don't. This team doesn't do that.
No, they don't change right up.
The coach doesn't do that, So I don't think that'll happen. No.
Thank you for your time. Thanks, mate. Did Australia come in too arrogant?
Yes. Possibly, yeah.
What needs to change between now and the next test for Australia to have any hope of winning?
Picking batsmen that are in form and scoring runs, probably.
So does that relate to Stephen Smith, Marnus Labuschagne?
Definitely to Marnus. Steve Smith, probably, possibly, but more so Marnus.
So what changes would you make? Because in Sheffield, we really don't have anyone knocking down on the door to get into this Australian side.
I was saying Inglis has been scoring runs, and he is in the squad, so probably him.
Who would you take out?
Probably Marnus.
You take out Marnus Labuschagne? I wouldn't be against that. Thanks, mate. Did Australia come in too arrogant into the first test? You don't reckon they did? No. Wow. Did Australia come in too arrogant into the first test?
I don't know, mate. What does that even mean?
Did they come in too arrogant, expecting they'd already won?
What?
Interesting. Did Australia underestimate India?
Yes.
They did. Did they come in too arrogant, potentially?
Aye.
Do you reckon? Thoughts on Stephen Smith and Marnus Labuschagne? Are they done?
Yes.
He knows you.
Stephen Smith, Marnus Labuschagne, your opinions?
Well, not the greatest game today, but they're real legends of the game. But this game wasn't the greatest. Marnus Labuschagne, 2 last innings, Steve Smith, golden duck, and then the next innings, Steve Smith stuck in for a little bit, didn't really do much.
Runs on the board, could he?
But Travis had played really good, 89, but still couldn't get enough.
Do you think Australia underestimated India coming into the first test?
I think so, they did, because we all thought that it's a great bowling pitch. Aussies, fast bowlers, Josh Hazlewood, Mitchell Stark, Pat Cummins, great pace bowlers, but still India's Bumrah, what can I say, is unstoppable.
Oh, he is unreal. You've got a few really good individual performances. Who was your player of the match?
Have to give it to Bumrah.
Jasprit Bumrah over Yashvi Jaiswal?
His 160 is good, but got a duck in the first innings, didn't he? Have to give it to Bumrah.
Jasprit Bumrah for player of the match. Thank you, mate. Well done. Good stuff. Did Australia underestimate India coming into the first test?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Look, you have a group of people who know how to play cricket. We have some of the best players in the world, so do the Indians, but I think it obviously didn't go their way, but they still tried and you can see it, but for whatever reason, it was like their head wasn't in the game, I suppose.
What needs to change between now and the next test for Australia to have any chance of bouncing back?
They know how to play cricket. They know that. It's not a skills thing. It's what's going on in between their ears.
So all mental?
I believe so, yeah, of course. I mean, we're not talking about young players without experience. So they know how to play the game. They just have to play the game the best way that they all know how to play. And it's pretty simple, I suppose.
And Virat Kohli coming back into form now. Are we just starting to get a little bit nervous?
I don't think so. I think the whole idea is that it is a team sport. Yes, it's a group of individuals playing a sport, but everyone plays their own game. And through playing their own game, they can play the way they need to play the best performance that they can. It doesn't matter. He had a good day out. It may not be that way next time. We don't know. That's the beauty of sport.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Anything can happen in the game of cricket.
Correct.
Thank you so much. That was really well spoken.
Cheers.
Thank you. That was really good. Really good. There are a few very good individual performances, but who is your player of the match and why?
Bumrah.
Jasprit Bumrah over Yashvi Jaiswal and Virat Kohli?
And Jaiswal as well, he had a century. So the both are the best player.
Do you think Australia underestimated India?
Always.
Underestimated India. Oh. What needs to change between now and the next test for Australia to have any hope of winning a test in Adelaide?
Josh Inglis.
Josh Inglis needs to
Josh
come in.
Inglis.
Who comes out?
McSwaney. Get rid of him.
What
This
about
shit.
Marnus Labuschagne, Stephen Smith? Your opinions?
Smith is good, but he can go. Marnus, I don't know.
Oh,
He's
and
got a few more years left.
who is your player of the match? Because there was a few very good individual performances. I know it's probably a touchy subject because we're going to go with an Indian player, but who was yours?
Hazelwood.
Josh Hazelwood for player of the match.
Yeah,
What
mate.
about Jasper Bumrah?
Who's he?
You don't know who Jasper Bumrah
Who's
is?
he?
Jasper who? Wow. Thanks, mate. What needs to change between now and the next test for Australia to win?
To win, I think they're going to make a couple of changes.
What changes would you make?
The top three
The top three. Ooh.
need to be changed.
The openers need to be changed. So McSweeney, done.
Maybe another chance.
Another chance, but what about Usman Khawaja then?
Waja, for me,
Off.
done.
What about Stephen Smith, Marnus Labuschagne? Because you could argue those two are really out of form as well.
But openers has to perform.
Who would you bring in to replace Usman Khawaja then?
Maybe Warner also.
You'd bring back David Warner from retirement.
Oh,
I mean, he's offered to come back and play for Australia. I think that's a player Australia needs. So that could be a really good shout. So
Yes.
you'd bring back David Warner.
yes.
Interesting. Thank you so much. Just run me through this. You're Australian, and you've got an India top on and an India flag. What's the thought process behind it?
Disgusting. Well-
Disgusting.
Yeah.
No, I just thought get around the atmosphere. You know, there was really good atmosphere in there today, and Australia
I actually agree with that. Indians bring great atmosphere to the cricket.
and Australia wasn't
Pakistan's better.
on top, and you know Australia are just we win everything in cricket. So I just thought I'm going for India. I love the shirt, got a flag. It was just I loved it.
And
Come on,
what,
India.
what needs to change in this Australian cricket team?
A lot.
A lot.
A lot.
Our
Just
batting.
Our batting?
Yeah.
What would you change about it?
Oh, McSwaney was shit.
No, no, no.
Yeah, I know it's his
McSweeney's
first
good.
set. Marnus is shit. Marnus needs to go. I'm sorry. Marnus needs to go, I reckon.
Oh, look, if you look at my Instagram, I went on a tangent last night about Marnus
Yeah.
Labuschagne, but who would you bring in?
Who would I bring in? I don't know.
Maybe
I'd
Josh
probably-
Inglis?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'd bring in Inglis and put Smith down to 3.
Smith down at 3, but
Yeah.
Stephen Smith's performances, though, they haven't even been that good.
Yeah, I know.
And then
But I
we've got
mean,
Usman
yeah.
Khawaja, I mean,
Yeah, I don't know.
No, Usman's a go.
Nah,
You
Marnus.
keep Usman up
He
there?
is so good.
and McSweeney one more chance.
Yeah, give McSweeney, Labuschagne. He's just
Yeah,
going, still
Labuschagne.
going through a rough patch. Keep him in.
No. I reckon get rid of him. Give
I'm
someone
with
ast a
you.
crack.
I'm with you with this one.
I
Bring,
reckon-
bring
I
in Josh
reckon-
Inglis,
I think bring in
please.
Inglis.
Change the
Bring in
captain. I
Inglis.
think
You did not just say that.
Hazelwood would be this captain.
What's wrong with... Oh, my God. What... Oh, my... I've got no words for this.
Can I-
What is wrong with Pat Cummins?
I just think he plays better when he's not the
Wait,
captain.
can I give a
to be
shout
honest.
out?
Yeah, mate.
Can I give a shout out to my mate, Luke Dykstra? I know you'd want to be on this, mate. We were watching, we were watching you sleep like on the hill.
I was knackered. I was absolutely
Yeah, I
knackered.
know,
That
we were
game
like-
put me
we
to
were
bed.
like- we were like, yeah, we know this fella. So yeah, Luke, this one's for you, mate.
Next time we'll get you on the channel, mate. Thanks, boys. Enjoy the rest of the
Thank
afternoon.
you.
Thank you.
See you later.
Thanks, mate. What would you change about this current Australian cricket team? One change.
One change.
What would it be?
Bit of ticker.
Bit of ticker. Get a bit of fight into them. What about yourself? What change would you make?
Yeah, make a few runs.
Make a few runs. Would you change the batting lineup then?
Yeah, put the batsman in that can make some runs. Up the order.
Well, opinions on Marnus Labuschagne and Stephen Smith then? Because Marnus hasn't been in very
Both.
good form.
Both need to grow a spine.
What about this stat? In Marnus's last 21 Test innings, he scored 1 century. In his last 6 Test innings, he scored above 10 once.
Yeah.
What's your thought on that?
Yeah, that's where he is.
Yeah, in that position.
Yeah,
Who would you bring in for Marnus then?
good question.
Maybe Joshy Inglis?
Possible.
But is he really a number 3 though?
Time will tell.
Yep, time will tell. Thanks, mate. What needs to change in this current Australian cricket team?
Everything.
Everything. Just run me through some thoughts then.
Probably a decent coach, probably some selectors. The Australians need to concentrate on cricket rather than being environmental warriors. I think that there's Khawaja Smith need to go. They're not heading to the side at the moment. The pace battery is starting to get a bit old. I'm just wondering whether Nathan Lyon's got much more in him.
Do you worry about the future for Australian cricket then?
No, I'm English.
Oh, you're English?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good then. Who was your player of the match and why? Why Jasper Bumrah?
Oh, he turned it around for India.
Do you know who said this famous quote? I'm only believe in Jassie Bai. Who said this?
Believe in who?
I'm only believe in Jassie Bai.
Maybe he himself said it. I don't know. Never heard it.
Never heard that one before, mate.
Mohamed Siraj. Mohamed Siraj, after the T20 World Cup win. He said that quote. Your thoughts today on the current Australian cricket team? What needs to change?
I think they're too nice, Jake. Back in the day, had blokes like Glenn McGrath and Warney, and they wouldn't tolerate this stuff. They're all laughing and playing around. Marnus and Steve Smith, always joking around. They need to focus on the cricket and making some runs. And until then, they can't just keep acting like it's a fun and games when they're not making any runs and they're losing. And if they don't want to change, they don't want to get serious about it, well, it's time to get some new players in and get some people that are making runs in the Shield in instead of these guys, because I think that it's just a joke. They keep playing the same blokes year after year. They can look at Marnus's form; it's terrible at the moment. If he's not going to take it seriously, just get someone else in, because that performance the last 4 days is just not good enough for an Australian cricket team.
Yep, I completely agree.
Hey mate, what did you think of India's performance in this match?
Yeah, well, I mean, I was just saying, like, it was a pretty surprising result in the end because, going into the series, we thought India weren't really much of a chance, losing to New Zealand. But, yeah, very, very happy. I think they played really well.
It's a big way to get back on top, beating Australia in Australia after losing to New Zealand at home, isn't it?
Yeah, you can never get enough of it, I'd say. So, yeah, really, really happy.
So how does this look for the rest of the series now? What do you reckon the result might end up being?
Look, it's a long series, 4 games to go, pink ball test. India doesn't have a lot of experience in it, so yeah, it's I'd say Australia's just as much a good chance coming back into the series, and yeah, I'm hoping for a good contest through the summer actually. So yeah, we'll see how we go.
Yeah, that's all we can expect, a good contest. Thanks for talking with us on Cricket Buster. Cheers, mate. Hey guys, what do you think's going on with the Australian cricket team at the moment?
Oh, gee, we hurt big time today.
It's not good, is it? What can we do to fix things up, you reckon?
Well, the good question was when Gilly asked him on the question what happened, but yeah, it was a bit short.
It's not good, is it? Something drastic needs to change. We're Australian. Can you tell me what needs to change in the Australian cricket team at the moment to get back on top?
Top order's got to score some runs.
That's for sure, isn't it? Yeah. And how do we do that?
I reckon just a bad day, mate. Bad day. They'll be right for me.
We can only hope so. Bounce back stronger in Adelaide.
Thoughts after the first test? What's your reactions?
Amazing. Great comeback. Thought it was all gone first innings, but Bumrah, amazing.
But the build-up leading into this first test, did you expect a result like this?
Not at all. 3-0 against New Zealand. Got a whitewashing at home, and now, look at that, 1-0. 4 more tests to go. There you go.
Do you reckon Australia potentially came in too arrogant? They underestimated this Indian bowling attack?
Probably.
And even the batsmen as well.
I think the Indians under-expected all the bowlers that are chosen for this test, but I think it was pretty good. Yeah.
And Jasprit Bumrah, run me through your thoughts. How good is he?
It's amazing. It's just one of a kind, isn't he? No one bowls like that and swings and gets that that skid off the pitch. Amazing.
And your player of the match, who's it and why? Because there's been a few very good individual performances. Jasprit Jaiswal, he was unreal, 161. Virat Kohli, century again. The king, is he back?
Virat Kohli is always man of the whole series, really, normally. But I think Bumrah definitely changed the game. That bowling in the first innings definitely changed the game. So absolutely Bumrah.
Thank you for your time. Thank you. Good work, mate.
So what are your thoughts on the Indian performance to bounce back from the series loss to New Zealand today and win the test in Western Australia?
It was really interesting. It was really good.
Who do you think we need to blame for the bad performance of the Aussies?
Pat Cummins.
Well, yeah, well, that's no good, is it? I don't know about that. So Pat Cummins is getting the blame, but luckily that's only from the Indian supporters. Who do we have to thank for the great Indian performance? Was it the batting or the bowling or everything?
Everything. And Jasprit, the coach, yeah, everyone.
What about Jaiswal? He's really coming of age now, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Oh, well, good to see. Thanks for talking with us on Cricket Buster. Have a great day.
So, who's on the back of your shirt?
MS Dhoni.
Tell her for a reason.
Sorry?
Tell her for a reason. MS Dhoni. Tell her. Tell her for a reason.
Wait, you come.
She doesn't know tell her for a reason. MS Dhoni.
Oh, it's the fake fan.
Fake MS Dhoni fan.
I think your pronunciation leaves a little bit lacking, to be honest.
Oh, really? You reckon it's my pronunciation?
Yeah.
Tell her.
Tala.
Tala. Tala for a reason.
You want to hit the you know?
Tala for a reason.
Yes,
all right. Your player of the first test. Now, there's been a few very good individual performances. Jasprit Jaiswal, Virat Kohli, Bumrah. Who was the player of the match?
I think, well, yeah, it has to be Bumrah. Look, the thing is, India will bowl out so quickly, and if Bumrah didn't bring us back into the game, then Australia would be batting on the days where it was good to be batting. And for those reasons, I think that Bumrah has to be. Everyone's saying Bumrah, but it is Bumrah, of course.
It is Bumrah.
Although it was so nice to see Virat Kohli get a century after so long in Test cricket.
Yes, that's
so.
a very big talking point. Is Virat Kohli back? That's all I'm going to say. Is Virat Kohli back? Do you reckon he's coming back to his best form?
Yes, I think I think his wife and his family have been such a big support to him, and it just shows in his performance as well. And, yeah, it was good to see him finally make a century after a few years, actually. So yeah.
And what went wrong for Australia this first test?
Nothing went wrong. India just batted
From
too
your
well.
from your perspective,
batted too well.
but
I'm
do you think?
Australian supporter.
Or do you think? Oh yeah, I can see the shirt underneath. Actually, we got a bit of yellow underneath. Do you think anything needs to change though within this Australian cricket team?
No,
This
I don't
current
think so.
You keep everything the same,
Yeah.
so no changes for the second test
Just
in
have
Adelaide.
faith in the squad, I reckon.
Have faith.
Have faith in the
And
squad.
people are starting to question Pat Cummins' captaincy.
No.
Do you reckon that's a good call or not?
No.
Oh, you don't reckon it's a good call? No, I completely agree. I love Pat
It's only
Cummins
one
as well.
test. I'm sure they'll bounce back from it.
Do you reckon people, maybe Australian supporters, are potentially overreacting here?
There are definitely lots of media hype and overreaction, but I think they should just keep it simple and stick to their plans.
And Marnus Labuschagne, Stephen Smith, their current, their current form. What's your opinion?
I mean, definitely shaky, but have
5-0.
faith in them. Have faith in them.
Have faith in Stephen Smith and Marnus
Exactly,
Labuschagne.
yeah, yeah.
Let's hope they get on the run score in this at Adelaide. Thank you.
Have a good
Thanks,
one.
guys.
A little bit of hunger.
A little bit of hunger. Do you reckon they're maybe coming across too nice?
I think that is definitely a thing. Yeah,
Well,
of course they're a little bit.
like-
We were talking about that.
Go back to the time 20 years ago when you had Ricky Ponting, Mulcahy, Andrew Simons running around. They were talking smack to the batters and whatnot. Who cares? Like, you don't need to be liked. Get in there, put some effort in, and actually care about it. And you don't worry about worrying about being liked. Like, get in there, be an arsehole.
Well said, exactly. Now, Stephen Smith, Marnus Labuschagne, two very, very big talking points at the moment. Their current form. What's your opinions?
Marnus Labuschagne needs to actually just sit back and make runs. He came in at number 3, and the way that he batted, I think he actually put more pressure on the team than doing any good. He was not the number 3 batsman. Your number 3 batsman is supposed to be the best batsman in your team, and he couldn't get off the mark. He couldn't turn the strike over. I'm only talking about the first innings here. And you know what? I think he actually put more pressure on the team. Steve Smith, you know what? His form over multiple different types of cricket, he's going okay. I still think Steve Smith has a lot more to offer. As far as Test cricket is concerned, he's only just come back to batting at number 4, right? So, you know what?
I think they're probably like they were good when they were doing stuff that no one else, like everyone's looking at, like, your technique is terrible, your technique is horrible, why are you jumping around in the crease, why are you doing this and that? They were feeling confident doing that.
Yeah.
They were getting runs, and now they're going back to technique. You don't see their feet moving, their feet are still all day. Like, you look at how Marnus got out, well, I mean, today's only one ball, so you can't say a lot, but like, you know, the one that Smith got out to, he wasn't usually, he'd never back away to that. You know, he'd get out there, do something silly, and like at least block it down and whatnot. So get out there, go back to doing what you used to do when you were scoring centuries for fun.
And are there any positives from an Australian perspective from this first test?
Travis Head looked good.
Travis Head looked, and Travis Head is, honestly, he really is our best batsman at this present time. I think our bowlers in the first innings, they knew, let's be honest, we got him out for 150 in the first innings. You would take that any day of the week, any test, anywhere, anytime. So, yeah, I would take the first innings. We made the most of a good pitch for bowlers. So that's the positives that we should take. And be in test 2.
Yeah, let's hope for a response from the Aussies. Thank you for your time, boys. Really appreciate it. That was really good. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you.